Now to a new book with a lesson on moving past political division. Its author looks to Louisiana's past and the state's bedrock document to show how a crew of characters turned the page. Constitutional Convention. Sure, the term can seem stuffy at times, but don't let that fool you. Just look at 1973 and a group of ambitious politicos who hit up Baton Rouge's Pastime Lounge.
There were 4 of them, and they were at the bar having a sandwich and a beer or 2.
They talked about Louisiana's Prohibition-era constitution, agreeing it was rancid with misspellings and duplications. One of the guys said they could do better, and they all drank to that.
If we're this deficient in having a good constitution, what could we do if we wrote a new constitution, and how much better could we make it?
They jotted down the rules for a new convention on a cocktail napkin, and in time, they named State House Speaker Bubba Henry convention chairman.
It's an ugly process. It's a beautiful process, but it's awful ugly unless you really understand what's going on.
They clashed with one another and clashed with then-Governor Edwin Edwards. They missed deadlines and ran out of money, then got new deadlines and money. And despite all those spars, or maybe because of them,
compromise, compromise, compromise.
They finished that new constitution, one still in effect today.
And we made our constitution better, a long way from being perfect, but it's a much more perfect document than what we had.
The convention's ebbs and flows inspired Henry some time ago to write a memoir, or at least part of one.
I got about halfway through it, but I finally wore out.
Enter Louisiana political scribe Jeremy Alford, who dusted off Henry's stories with other accounts and wrote The Last Constitution. You can buy it in bookstores this month.
You get the story, and you get the people, and the people make the story. And that was what was so wonderful about this.
And to those who see the hundreds of amendments passed since the 1970s and think a new constitution is overdue,
read this book.
Henry says the last constitution may bring a lesson.
You would learn a whole lot about Louisiana, where we were, where we've come from since then, and yet how far we have to go to have a perfect government, if you will. And I know that's impossible to do, but it always ought to be what we strive for, I believe.
Whether you're at the ballot box or the bar. We have 132 delegates to thank for that document, by the way. Now, The Last Constitution by Jeremy Alford with an afterword by former Governor Edwin Edwards hits shelves tomorrow.